Hey there, good evening, and welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph, and I am the host of this channel. So we're going back to the old country, that's hence the green tonight, as we talk about Thin Lizzy. This is the album Black Rose. This could be my favorite Thin Lizzy album. Eventually, when I do my rankings, it's going to be right there. It's got every song on it is great. I love it. It's currently in my playlist. Been in there about 5 months now. But just a fantastic album, and we're going to talk about it tonight. So this album was released on April 13th, 1979. I had just turned 15, but I didn't know about it until I was in my 60s. Anyways, recorded at the Pathy Marconi BMI Studios in Paris, France, Good Earth Studios, and Morgan Studios in London, UK. 38, almost 39 minutes in length. Perfect length. Much of this album is perfect. On the Vertigo label, also on the Mercury label in Canada and the Warner Brothers label in the United States. Produced by Tony Visconti and Thin Lizzy. The track On With Love, which produced by Tony Visconti and Phil Lynott. So we have in the band here, Phil Lynott, of course, on lead vocals, bass, and 12-string guitar. Scott Gorham and Gary Moore, both on lead and rhythm guitars, as well as backing vocals. Brian Downey on drums and percussion. We got a few extra musicians here for this album as well. Jimmy Bain doing bass on With Love. Huey Lewis doing harmonica on Sarah and With Love. And Mark Nazif, I think that's how you pronounce it, on drums on the song Sarah. So 9 tracks in total. Very strong album, like I said. Every track on here scored very high with me, higher than a lot of albums do. Scores are in around the masterpiece album category, which I think eventually quite a few of the Thin Lizzy albums will qualify for. But this one, currently in my playlist, like I said, some great stuff here, some hard driving rock, lots of catchy riffs. Phil Lynott using both of the kind of vocals I think he's known for, that kind of deep, kind of at times a little on the growly side type vocals, and then also stuff that's quite a bit higher in pitch, and not higher in pitch for him, but not really that high in pitch, more of a medium sound throughout. The tracks are catchy. I love all of them for the most part. One or two tracks a little bit more on the weaker side, but overall I like them a lot. Also got some heavy bass on this particular album too, very forward in the mix, so like it. So let's get on with the kind of breakdown of the songs on this album. So for those of you who have never seen this album, this is called Black Rose from Thin Lizzy. The opening track on here is called Do Anything You Want, kind of a heavy droning track, heavy guitar droning track. The vocals are typical, low range, from Phil Lynott. Catchy up-tempo track, actually pretty strong track. Heavy bass leading up to the deep heavy guitar solo. So yeah, really good song. I don't think it's my favorite, but it's going to be up there, and if I ever do an album song ranking, this is going to be one of those tracks. It's right in there. Next is Toughest Street in Town. This could be my favorite track on the album. Just around 4 minutes in length. Previous one was just under 4 minutes. This one's right on the 4-minute range thing. Heavy driving guitar riff again, accompanied by some droning heavy bass as well. The vocals are typical of Phil Lynott. Nothing unusual here. Really good. The backing vocals are strong as well. And it's got a nice heavy metal, fast-paced solo at towards the back half of the song. Next song is S&M. This one, really good track. Another strong track. Just over 4 minutes in length. drum part with a heavy bass riff opening part. Yeah, just drives right into the heart of the track. Vocals are lighter and a bit higher than typical from him. Catchy, bouncy guitar riff. Kind of a heavy, dominant bass and crunching hard song, right? The solo is heavy, high-ended, driving, and catchy. Next track out is Waiting for the Alibi. Strong, dominant, forward bass, then melodic, kind of a bitey guitar part. The vocals are a little deep, heavy, lineup, kind of a straight, kind of a bit of a deeper voice for him here even than his normal voice. And then he got strong backing vocals as well thrown in there. Some slow but low-end guitar solo and riffing, and a catchy melody is throughout. So that front half is very strong on the album. Back half, maybe not quite as strong, but does have a couple of particularly strong tracks. So the next one is called Sarah. This is one of the shortest tracks on the album. It's 3.5 minutes. It's got a low, catchy guitar part. It's a ballad-like track, a little on the poppy side. The vocals are clear, high range, slow melodic, up-tempo solo. It's one of my favorite tracks for no other reason than that's my daughter's name, and anything with her name on it is good with me. Next up is Got to Give It Up. Bum, bum. That stuff. Yeah, I love this. I love his vocals on this one. This one's a little over 4, maybe closer to 4.5 minutes in length. Probably my favorite track. Between this and the other one, which I said, whose name is eluding me, Toughest Street in Town, both of those, love those two tracks. Probably this one is probably my favorite though. It's got a kind of a bluesy opening to it, followed by a catchy riff, really heavy, very forward. The vocals are heavy, deep, dark, and gravelly, more gravelly than any other track on the album, and he does this very well. It's got a fast, kind of tapping-like solo with some rough edge to it. Yeah, absolutely killer track. I always crank this particular one when it comes on. I crank the whole album, but I crank this particular one just a tiny bit more. Okay, next is the Gotta Get Out of Here. It's a good track. Heavy sonic kind of guitar riff at the beginning. Vocals are higher, clear, up-tempo. Nice driving, kind of heavy track sound. And a heavy, bitey, kind of fast-paced solo at the end. Yeah, good solid track, about 3.5 minutes in length. Next up is With Love. This one comes with an accompanying video if you happen to be watching it on the internet. It's about 4, almost 5 minutes in length. Probably the second longest track on the album. With Love is the name of it. I think it was also a single at one point. It's got a more of a commercial sounding, low tempo track. Some scratchy guitar. The vocal is kind of interesting. Got a bunch of young women on there. And the vocals are deep but mild. It's an okay track. It definitely passes. On a lot of albums, it would be a really good track. But on this album, it's a little bit on the weak side for the rest of the album. I wasn't as drawn to it as some of the other stuff. And then you have the last song, which is Rosen Dub. I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Dub. Black Rose, a rock legend. So it has it's a 4-part suite featuring Shenandoah, Will You Go Lassie Go, Danny Boy, and the Mason Apron. So this is it's got kind of that Irish kind of flavor to it. I was going to say Gaelic, but I don't think it's really Gaelic, but it feels like something you would get from Ireland. I've never been to Ireland, but my family was, of course, coming from there at one point. So, overall, I would say it's a pretty strong track. Gets a good number from me, but not one of my favorites. Some heavy guitar riffing, almost an anthem-like feel to it. Vocals are typical Lynette sound, mid-range, kind of a slow melodic Irish feeling solo. Then you have this high-pitched second solo, which is a little bit much higher up in the registry. It's got a kind of a catchy march-like guitar part to it or riff to it. And then you've got this solo, fast-paced, very, very Irish-sounding sound at the end. So definitely a very strong album. I would highly recommend it if you haven't gotten into Thin Lizzy yet. This would be probably, maybe after Jailbreak, might be the album that you should maybe go to. If you're more inclined to the hard rock aspect of Thin Lizzy, this is a strong album. If you're more inclined to the more poppy or maybe bluesier sounding albums, then maybe the other one might be the better choice. Anyways, that's my album for tonight. Look back at a classic rock album featuring Thin Lizzy's Black Rose. So please hit the like and subscribe. If you want to make any comments about the album, you can do that in the comment section below. And we'll be back next Monday for another look back and another classic album. I already got the album in mind. It's currently on the playlist. This and Black Rose have been on there about the same amount of time. I chose Black Rose first, but the other one's good too. So we'll see you all next week. Take care. Have yourself a good one, and goodbye here from the Prog Monster.